You guys, it is about to be 11 a.m. and throughout the whole night I was not able to sleep because I have been having really strong contractions. So yeah, I'm still having them. They're not as often, but they hurt so bad, and they're like the real contractions because I mean obviously I already had a baby, so I know how they feel like. And it's crazy, you guys. I think I might be going to the hospital today. Tomorrow's my due date, so today is August 31st, and I am scared. So I already have my bags ready. They're right there. My hospital bag and baby Zeke's diaper bag. The car seat is in the living room with the stroller. So just in case anything happens, everything's here. I took Penelope a shower. Say hi.
Hi.
My mom arrives tonight at around 11. So yeah, I'm gonna take a shower right now, just in case I could be ready. But the pain is, the contractions are pretty strong. So wish me luck. Alright, you guys, it is about to be 10 p.m. I'm still here. I'm waiting till my mom gets home. Till my mom comes. She's arriving at the airport at 11, and then she's gonna come, and then she's gonna eat, and then I'm gonna go to the hospital. My contractions are getting way stronger, like super strong, like really, really bad. I feel like I'm getting a contraction right now. They're still kind of far apart, but some are close together, so I'm getting one right now, guys. Hold on. It hurts so bad. Some last longer than others. I'm just not ready to like get these contractions while we're on our way to the hospital because it's like a 30 to 40 minute drive. But yeah, it seems like I'll probably have to end up staying at the hospital, you guys. Baby Zeke is coming. All the stuff's in the car already. And my brother-in-law and his girlfriend are gonna watch Penelope. So we got this. Hey you guys, welcome back to our channel after so long. The last time you guys seen me, I was pregnant AF, and now here he is, baby Zeke. Say hi, Papa. Say hi. He is 2 weeks old already, and it has been a crazy journey. So as you guys see the title of this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my little story time on my labor and delivery because it was crazy. There's so much I have to tell you guys, and yeah, I know you guys saw the first part of this video already, and I wish I could have vlogged everything for you guys, but honestly it was so hard to vlog. That was the last thing on my mind to do because I was in so much pain, and it was just intense, you guys. Like, oh my gosh. But like, now that I think of it, I'm like, oh, I wish I could have just filmed, or like I should have had Brian film so that you guys can see like actual like raw footage and stuff of like how painful it was for me and how much in pain I was. So yeah, you guys, let me start from the very beginning. So in the ends of August, my brother-in-law slash compadre and his girlfriend came over here to visit us, which was absolutely awesome because that's cool. Like, we got to see them, and they got to explore a little bit of like where we live, the area, and all that good stuff. They wanted to get here in hopes that Zeke wasn't born yet because they wanted to be here when he was born and stuff. So basically, like, I don't know, like a few days after they came, I was fine. I was like over it already. My back was hurting. I was like in so much pain, and my feet were swollen. It was just crazy. Like, I didn't want to do nothing. All I wanted to do was just lay down. And I was already like 39 weeks by the time they came here. Pretty much on August 30th, people came over our house, and they were like drinking, having a good time. Our friends were over, blah, blah, blah. It was a good night. And then that night when I went to go to sleep, I kept waking up because I kept having contractions. And I knew these were actual real contractions because I know the difference between the Braxton Hicks contractions and the real like labor contractions. So when I started waking up, like frequently, I was like, oh my God, please do not tell me I'm gonna go into labor like now, because everyone was drunk, everyone was knocked the fuck out. So I was like scared. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, I kept waking up because I kept having those contractions on my lower back, and I was like, oh my God, and they would last. At first they weren't frequent, like they were every 5 minutes, and then every 8 minutes, and then every 10 minutes. So I was like, okay, well, I don't need to go to the hospital, because usually you have to go to the hospital when they're like 2 minutes apart or something. So yeah, I ended up waking up that day, and that full day I had contractions. Like that whole day I would have to literally like stop and hold myself and let the contraction pass, and it was like very painful. But like I said, they weren't that frequent, but they were still painful. So I was like, oh my God, like I told Brian, I was like, I'm starting to get contractions now. So basically what he did, like when he got up, he put the car seat ready in the truck, he put my hospital bag, we put his diaper bag in ready, like we just had basically everything ready, the stroller, everything. What's wrong? You were just fine. It's okay. I was like, oh my God, I want to go have like breakfast somewhere, so it can be like my last breakfast meal before I go into labor, because I was like, I know I'm gonna go into labor like really soon. So yeah, we went to go eat at this restaurant called Metro Diner. It's so good there, and I was having painful contractions while eating there. So it was crazy. Like I would put my head down and I would like breathe in and out, and I was like, oh my God. And then my mom was supposed to arrive on August 31st, which was a Saturday. She was supposed to arrive that day, but not until 11 p.m. So I was like, oh my God, like I don't want to go to the hospital. I want to actually like toughen it out and wait until she gets here. So that's what I did. I toughened it out, and then literally right when she landed, I was like, I told Brian, I was like, I can't anymore, babe. Like they're really intense now. They're getting more close to each other. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna call the hospital and just tell them that I'm gonna head over there. So that's what I did, and then we ended up going over there. We took Penelope, and my brother-in-law and his girlfriend Dominique, they went to go pick up my mom at the airport, and then from the airport they went to the hospital. So yeah, once we got to the hospital, they, you know, just put me in a room, checked my blood pressure, put that little machine thing on my belly to make sure that baby Zeke was okay. And yeah, basically it was just like a waiting game from there. Brian was tired because he had been drinking the night before. Everyone was pretty tired, and Penelope was being so bad. Like she would not sit still. She was like all over the place. So I was like, oh my God, like thank God we had people like family over, because they were the ones that were able to take Penelope while we were in the hospital, because if not, it would have been really hard and like so stressful. But yeah, once my mom got there, she was like, oh, do you want me to stay? And I was like, duh, you know, I want you here for my birth. So yeah, it was only my mom and Brian that stayed with me. My brother-in-law and his girlfriend Dominique, they took Penelope back over here to our apartment, and basically they just like were mom and dad for her for a while. And yeah, basically they told me at the hospital when they checked me out, I was 4 centimeters dilated. So she was like, the doctor was like, okay, you're 4 centimeters dilated, so basically what you have to do is, you know, walk around. If you want, you could go home and come back, it's up to you. So I was like, nah, I'll just walk around, you know, just to see if maybe I'll dilate more. So they're like, okay, just come back in 2 hours. It was so crazy, you guys, because one of the doctors that was there checking me out and stuff, there was 2 female doctors. One of them was actually from Paramount, California, like where we're from, and she was like, oh yeah, like my mom works at the Paramount High School senior campus, and she's like a nurse there. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And the doctor, she used to be a substitute teacher for Paramount High as well. I don't remember if she said senior campus or West Campus, but basically pretty much she's like from Paramount, and she was my doctor. Like that is crazy. It was such a small world. I forgot her name. I don't remember what she said her name was. It was just so crazy. But anyways, so yeah, I come back 2 hours later, and my contractions were starting to become frequent, even more frequent and more painful. So they checked me again, and I was already 6 centimeters, I think. Was I saying? Yeah, I think I was 6 centimeters dilated. And then right after she checked me, my water broke. So it was like a huge mess. And then my mucus plug came out when I went to go use the bathroom. So then they were like, okay, yeah, you're definitely gonna have to stay here. So now we're gonna take you to the actual like labor room. So I was like, okay. And then my contractions were so bad after that. Like once my water broke and my mucus plug came out, it was intense, like intense. So meanwhile, like we were waiting and stuff, Brian took a nap and my mom was like there helping me out. She was like, breathe, it's okay. And I was like, okay. Like it was so painful, you guys. So we go to the other room and that's when like I was dying. Like I was dying. I literally felt like my body was ripping apart. This labor and this pregnancy was the worst. Like it traumatized me that I don't even want to have kids anymore. Like I don't want any more kids. Because with Penelope, my pregnancy with Penelope was pretty smooth and my labor was, I don't remember it being as intense as this one was, which was crazy. Once we got to that room, the nurse was just talking to me and giving me all these type of information and stuff. And honestly, I was just like in my head, like, please just stop talking already, because I was in so much pain that I was like, I don't want to hear you talk. Like she was trying to, you know, lighten up the mood, be funny. And I was like, girl, like not right now. It was just so, they were doing all these things on me. And then like every time I would get a contraction, they'll wait until my contraction would pass. But it was so bad, you guys. Like I was holding on to the hospital bed like little thing. I kept saying like, I can't do it, I can't do it, it hurts, it hurts. And they're like, I know, it's okay, it's okay. And it was just so painful. They ended up telling me, they were like, okay, well, are you gonna want the epidural? So I was like, yes, I want the epidural. And they're like, okay, well, we need to get your blood drawn and like make sure that you're able to get the epidural, that there's nothing wrong with like your blood or blah, blah, blah. They took out blood on me right here. Basically, like the person who took out my blood didn't do a good job because my blood was like freaking everywhere. And my hand ended up getting bruised. Like it was really bad. And then the other nurse, she ended up putting my IV, my arm got bruised on that too. So pretty much I just had to wait until they were able to tell me that I was gonna be able to get the epidural or not. So basically, like that whole time I was waiting, it was a nightmare. Like every time I would get a contraction, I'd be like, oh my God, I can't do it, I can't do it. It was hurting so bad. And then like I told the nurse, I was like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and yep, I ended up throwing up. They gave me a little throw up bag, and then I threw up like all the breakfast that I ate, and that was the only meal I had that day. Like I just had breakfast because I didn't want to eat anything else after that. It was horrible, like nonstop throwing up plus getting a contraction at the same time. It was horrible, you guys. And then okay, this is gonna be a little too gross and too much TMI, but when I would get a contraction, like stuff would come out down there. And yeah, they had to put like pads on the floor and stuff, and like my legs would shake every time I would get like a contraction because it was so painful. Like I literally would lean on the bed. I had to stand up because laying down it felt worse. So I would lay like from my waist up, I would lay like that towards the bed, and like I would just take the contraction and I would move side to side. And then I would say like, I can't do it, no more, I don't want to feel this no more. Like there was a point where I did yell and I was crying so much. It was just so painful. Like there is no way I can describe the pain, like not until you actually experience it. I mean, unless you have a very smooth labor, you don't really feel anything, it's not painful for you, you have really good pain tolerance, and I mean, you won't feel it the way I did. But I have very low pain tolerance, so it was horrible for me. I threw up like 3 times. So basically after that, they told me, they're like, okay, you're able to get the epidural. So then the the person who does the epidural, I can't say it, okay, whatever. The person who puts the epidural, he would come in and, you know, he started telling me everything about the epidural and blah, blah, blah. It was scary because I was getting contractions, while he was doing what he had to do. The only time that it hurt was when he put the needle to put the anesthesia in me. The epidural came in handy because I was able to take a really good nap. My mom was able to take a good nap too, and so did Brian. So we were able to sleep for a while. They would come in like every 2-3 hours to check to see if I was dilated, and luckily every time they came to check in, I was even more like dilated. So the next time they came in, I was still at 6 centimeters, but then after that they came again and I was already at 8 centimeters, and then after that I was already at like 9 centimeters. I was so hungry. Like I remember just like my stomach was growling and I was like, oh, like I had a huge headache. I was only able to eat ice chips, so I ate that. Like, the next day, that's when my epidural started wearing off a little bit because I started to feel the contractions on my right side of my back. Once it was already like noon, kind of around there, all the doctors came in and stuff, and they're like, okay, like we're gonna try to push and then see like, you know, if he'll want to come out. And I started pushing. Brian was helping, and they're like, oh yeah, you're doing good, and they're like, we can see him and all that. And Brian was like, oh, he almost passed out. It was so funny. But yeah, I pushed and he was out in like 15-20 minutes. It was really quick. And yeah, he cried right away. I freaking cried. It was crazy because I was like, oh my god, like I can't believe I have my little baby boy here. It was crazy. Everything went well. Like I had a vaginal birth. I didn't tear this time, and yeah, like everything just went really good. So he was born on September 1st, 2019 at 1:04 p.m. He weighed 7 pounds, 11.8 ounces, which they put 7 pounds, 12 ounces, and measuring 21 inches. So he measured the same length as Penelope when she was born. It's just that he was a little bit more heavier than her. Oh, Popeyes, I love you. After I had the baby, that's when my brother-in-law and Dominique and Penelope, they were gonna head over to the hospital, and then she was gonna meet her baby brother. It was so cute. Oh, and then my brother-in-law and Dominique and Penelope arrived, and then we were like, look, this is your baby brother. And at first she was like pretty shy, like she didn't want to like meet him, kind of like she was just in shock. We were like, oh, give him a kiss, and then she was like, no, I don't want to. It was so funny. But yeah, like she ended up like warming up to him, and like she started giving him hugs. We took a lot of pictures of them together, and it was just so cute. He did pretty good like during the night. He actually latched on really well on my boob, like when he first was born, and like I was surprised that I had milk, and he was like eating off of my boobs, and it was awesome because I wasn't able to breastfeed with Penelope. Like she wasn't able to latch on well right away, so I was happy that he was able to. It was such a hassle to like have to go to the restroom and pee, and then they gave me like that little tube to like, because you can't wipe yourself, so you have to like just wash yourself down there and like just pat it, like be careful and stuff. And I had ice down there. I had witch hazel pads and like humongous pads. Like I know, too much information, but it's the truth. Like you bleed for 6 weeks. I'm still bleeding, not super heavy, but you know, very light and stuff. But yeah, you bleed for like 6 weeks, which sucks. Oh, and you can't have sex for like 6 weeks either, so that sucks too. We left the hospital the next day. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. I actually went into labor that weekend that there was a hurricane happening, and luckily the hurricane did not end up hitting here at Jacksonville like really bad. Like we just got like some rain and a little bit of wind and stuff, but oh my god, I thank God that the hurricane did not come here like super intense, and we were in an area that we didn't have to evacuate, so I was so glad like we didn't have to do all of that because it was like crazy. I was like, oh my god, like I'm about to be freaking, like I'm about to give birth and then going through a hurricane. Oh my god. Zeke was born on his due date. They gave me September 1st, and he ended up being born on September 1st. Now I want to talk about like the aftermath, you know, like my healing process, how it's been going with Zeke, like since we got home from the hospital and stuff like that. So when we first got home, it was kind of hard because I was not used to waking up at every 2 hours especially because, you know, Penelope, she's almost gonna be 3. We sleep through the whole night, so like, I was very behind on sleep. Like, I had no sleep. I was still breastfeeding him, so everything was going good with the breastfeeding. Everything was going good, but then after that, the way he would latch on would hurt me really, really bad. Like, he was only latching on my nipple instead of my whole like areola area. So yeah, it was hurting me so bad. I went to go see a lactation nurse and stuff, and she ended up telling me like what to do, and it helped for a little bit, but then he wasn't getting full off of just my breast milk, and he would get very impatient when my breast milk wouldn't come out right away. So he would like pull back and like pull my nipple, and they would hurt so bad. So we ended up buying some formula, and that was able to keep him like full. Like, he would have my breast milk, and then if he wouldn't get full or something, I would give him just a little bit of ounces of a bottle with formula. I was pumping like my breast milk a lot. Like, a lot of milk would actually come out. But then eventually now, like, I stopped producing milk, so now he's just on formula. I'm not breastfeeding him anymore because I don't have any more milk. Like, I just stopped producing milk, which sucks, because I was like, oh man, like, I really thought, like, my goal was to breastfeed him for a year, and like, yeah, now it's just like, he's on formula now. But I mean, it's okay, you know, things happen. They say not to introduce the pacifier until he's at least 2 weeks, but we ended up introducing it way before, because like I said, he wasn't getting full with just my breast milk, so we thought that the pacifier would help out a little bit, but it really didn't. So yeah, my mom like was able to be with us even after, like, you know, while I was healing for a little bit. So she was such a huge help. She would help out a lot with like household chores and like taking care of Penelope while like I take care of Zeke or whatever. Like, she would sleep with Penelope while we had, you know, Zeke in our room in the crib. It's still kind of a little hard in the night because he wakes up every 2 to 3 hours. Sometimes he sleeps up to like 4 hours. So I do, you know, like, once he wakes up, he's really hungry and stuff, but after that, like, he'll go back to sleep, which is good. I mean, it's a process. Once he's like a little bit older, I really want to put him on the same schedule that we had Penelope, so that he can sleep throughout the night. In the beginning, he was sleeping a lot during the day, and then he would just be fully awake during the night. So that was like really, really hard. So as far as my healing process, it's been going pretty well. I was in pain down there for a while. I still kind of am in pain. I mean, I'm still healing pretty much, but I ended up like being able to walk pretty well, quickly, and then pretty much like healing as in like how I'm feeling and all that stuff. It's actually been pretty tough now that everyone like is gone, like family, and Brian is like, he went back to work. I feel very lonely. It's been kind of hard because, you know, I'm taking care of Penelope and Zeke. So it's like sometimes I can't even do anything. I don't really have an appetite to eat. I hardly even eat anything. Sometimes I feel super stressed and super like depressed and sad. Like, I don't know, I just feel so like trapped in here. But now that Zeke had his 2-week checkup, doctor's appointment today, I'm able to take him outside already, which is good. And I'm excited so that I can actually go outside and, you know, take walks or something, get distracted a little bit with the kids. As far as like Penelope, she's been stressing me out. She's a little bit jealous. She doesn't listen. She's, you know, throws her little tantrums. She's pretty bad sometimes, but I mean, she just has to get used to, you know, having her baby brother. But I know everything will get better and stuff, but it's just been pretty hard lately. But luckily my mother-in-law and her husband and Brian's little brothers are going to be visiting us next week, so I'm very excited about that. I just hope I feel better and everything just falls into place. Like, you know, I have a little routine and stuff. Yeah, this is crazy. Like, I have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. That is just insane. Very, very insane. But yeah, I'm pretty much done having kids. This pregnancy traumatized me. This labor traumatized me. So I'm like, I am done. Brian was like, no, at least 1 more or 2 more. I'm like, heck no. Like, You have them. I've been wearing a faja. I've been wearing really tight, high-waisted underwear, and to help like my belly stay in place and not let it like hang. I can't wait till like I have the okay of my doctor to be able to start working out, because obviously I have more baby fat, so my belly is a little bit bigger and stuff. But yeah, I have a lot of stretch marks now on my stomach, which freaking sucks. I weigh 129 right now. Before I got pregnant, I weighed 124, so that's not bad. Zeke is actually doing really well. He's very strong. Like when we put him right here to burp him, he's been putting like his neck upwards, like all by himself. Obviously, you know, I'm protecting him with my hand, but it's so crazy. Like he does it on his own, and I'm like, oh my gosh, boy. And then like sometimes when he's laying down like this, like he'll go like that because he wants to get up, and I'm like, holy crap, you are one strong baby. Huh? Oh, boo-boo. He has long fingers. He's pretty tall, like in person, he's tall. And then he has his little pelitos are up. But yeah, his doctor's appointment today went well. Doctor said he's healthy. Yeah, he still fits into newborn clothes. He fits into some 3-month clothes. And he's peeling, like his skin is peeling. His little, the little umbilical cord thing in his belly button fell off already. We took him a little sponge bath already. That's pretty much it for like right now. You see, she's jealous because she's like, she wants the attention. I think that's pretty much it. I totally forgot how to freaking film because I'm so awkward right now. I don't know why, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this labor and delivery aftermath type of thing. Don't forget to like this video, and also go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and turn on your post notifications so you guys can get notified every time we upload a new video or vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!